It was a cold February night in 2022 when something unthinkable happened in southern Mexico. A woman working late at a hotel reception desk receives an urgent call from her husband. He's been robbed, his motorcycle stolen right out from under him while he was running errands. Determined to recover what was taken, the couple sets off into the dangerous streets of their crime-ridden city. But as they ventured deeper into the darkness, neither could have predicted the horrors that awaited them or how drastically their lives would change within hours. Hey friends, you're in Dreamcatcher Stories, your cozy corner for stories that got lost along the way. Hit me up in the comments and tell me how this one hits you. Now, let's get sneaky and peek behind the curtain. The story begins in San Cristóbal de las Casas, a picturesque yet perilous town nestled between rolling hills and vibrant landscapes. On the surface, it looks like any other charming Mexican locale, with cobblestone streets, colorful buildings, and bustling markets. Yet beneath its beauty lies a darker reality, a place riddled with street crime, drug trafficking, and violence. It's not uncommon for locals to warn visitors against wandering alone after sunset, especially in certain neighborhoods known for gang activity. For residents like Paula Ruiz, however, life here is simply part of the routine. She knows the risks, but has learned to navigate them carefully over time. Paula, a 41-year-old receptionist at a 4-star hotel, had just wrapped up another long shift on Saturday, February 19th. The lobby buzzed all evening with tourists checking in, asking questions about local attractions, or requesting clarifications about directions. By 11 p.m., things finally began to quiet down, giving her a moment to breathe. That's when her phone rang. It was her husband, Miguel, his voice tense and hurried. Someone had stolen his motorcycle, a prized possession and essential mode of transportation for their daily lives. Frustrated but resolute, Miguel asked Paula to meet him so they could search for the thief together. Paula hesitated. She knew better than to chase trouble in such a volatile area, but she also understood her husband's frustration. They lived paycheck to paycheck, and losing the bike meant more than inconvenience. It meant financial strain. After grabbing a flashlight and some basic supplies, Paula left the hotel and joined Miguel near the spot where the theft occurred. Together, they scoured nearby alleys and side streets, calling out occasionally in hopes of spotting the culprit. The air grew colder as midnight approached, but their determination kept them moving forward. As they delved deeper into unfamiliar territory, the atmosphere shifted noticeably. Streetlights flickered weakly, casting eerie shadows across empty sidewalks. Laughter echoed distantly from bars and clubs, but otherwise, the streets felt eerily deserted. Then came the first sign of trouble. Faint voices whispering in hushed tones ahead. Paula gripped Miguel's arm tightly, urging caution. Whatever, or whoever, they were approaching didn't seem friendly. Still, they pressed on, driven by desperation and anger over the stolen bike. Suddenly, everything changed. From the shadows emerged 3 figures, their faces obscured by hoods. One carried a makeshift weapon, a metal pipe, glinting ominously in the dim light. Without warning, they surrounded Paula and Miguel, demanding valuables and threatening violence if resistance ensued. What started as a simple attempt to retrieve a stolen item quickly spiraled into chaos. When Miguel tried to reason with them, pleading that the motorcycle was all they owned, the situation escalated violently. A struggle broke out, brief but brutal. In the confusion, Paula managed to break free, stumbling backward into the darkness. But Miguel wasn't so lucky. His cries for help faded as the attackers dragged him away, leaving Paula stranded and terrified. Alone and overwhelmed, Paula did the only thing she could think of: run. Her heart pounded wildly as she sprinted through winding alleyways, adrenaline masking the pain in her legs. She eventually stumbled upon a small convenience store still open late, collapsing inside as tears streamed down her face. Gasping for breath, she begged the clerk to call the police. Officers arrived shortly afterward, taking her statement and promising to launch an immediate investigation. But deep down, Paula feared the worst. This wasn't just a robbery gone wrong, it was a nightmare unfolding in real time. Let's rewind slightly to understand the couple's background. Paula and Miguel weren't reckless people. Quite the opposite. They were hardworking individuals who had built a modest life despite the challenges of living in such a volatile environment. Paula often joked that surviving in San Crisol required equal parts courage and luck. Over the years, they developed coping mechanisms, avoiding certain areas, staying vigilant, and relying on each other for support. Their bond was unshakable, forged through shared struggles and dreams of a better future. So when Miguel disappeared without explanation, Paula's world crumbled. Not knowing whether he was alive or dead consumed her every waking thought. Days turned into weeks as authorities combed the city for clues. Despite extensive searches and interviews with potential witnesses, no concrete evidence surfaced. Rumors circulated among locals, ranging from plausible theories, gang initiation rituals, to far-fetched speculation. Kidnapping rings targeting foreigners. Social media played a significant role in spreading awareness, with amateur detectives dissecting details posted online. Some suggested Miguel might have crossed paths with someone involved in organized crime. Others pointed to the prevalence of human trafficking in the region, speculating that victims were often targeted indiscriminately. Each theory added layers of complexity to an already baffling case. Meanwhile, Paula found herself trapped in limbo. Unable to focus on work or sleep peacefully, she spent countless nights replaying the events of that fateful evening in her mind. Friends and family rallied around her, offering emotional support and practical assistance. But nothing could fill the void left by Miguel's absence. As weeks stretched into months, hope dwindled. The once bustling household fell silent, save for the occasional sound of Paula sobbing quietly in her room. Her grief became a constant companion, shadowing her every move. Then came the twist. Nearly 6 months later, a breakthrough emerged. Investigators discovered a lead linking Miguel's disappearance to a series of unsolved crimes involving missing persons in the same vicinity. Among the recovered items was a blood-stained jacket believed to belong to Miguel. DNA testing confirmed the match, sending shockwaves through the community. Authorities speculated that Miguel might have been abducted and held captive before meeting a grim fate. While the exact circumstances remained unclear, one thing was certain. The perpetrators hadn't acted alone. Evidence suggested ties to a larger criminal network operating throughout the region. Public fascination with the case skyrocketed following these revelations. True crime enthusiasts flocked to forums debating possible motives and outcomes. Podcasts dedicated to exploring similar cases gained traction, drawing millions of listeners eager to piece together fragments of information. Episodes examining societal factors contributing to high crime rates resonated strongly with audiences navigating uncertain times. Could such tragedies happen anywhere? Host Paul Hayes posed this question rhetorically during the season finale, leaving viewers pondering implications long after the final episode aired. 2 years later, researchers announced they had decoded messages embedded in graffiti found near suspected crime scenes. Using sophisticated image recognition software, analysts identified recurring themes tied to specific locations and dates corresponding to known incidents. This revelation suggested the criminals may have left deliberate clues intended to taunt authorities even beyond capture. Was this arrogance or a calculated game designed to prolong suffering? Emily Carter, a forensic psychologist assigned to analyze behavioral patterns, mused aloud during a private meeting with colleagues. Her voice cracked slightly, betraying exhaustion mixed with awe at the complexity of their subject. Atmosphere shifted dramatically as public interest surged once again. Forums buzzed with discussions, piecing together timelines and debating theories. Conversations ranged from speculative musings to well-researched arguments supported by data. One member, Amanda Grant, gained prominence when she identified similarities between Miguel's disappearance and other mysterious deaths involving individuals found miles away from their last known location. Her findings prompted renewed scrutiny of potential links previously dismissed as coincidental. Are we looking at copycat crimes? Or does this suggest something larger? Families affected by similar losses gather annually to honor their loved ones, finding solace in shared memories and unwavering determination. "We won't stop fighting," says Linda Hayes during a memorial service held near San Crisol. Her voice cracks with emotion, underscoring the personal stakes involved. And so, The legend persists not merely as a relic of the past, but as a testament to human resilience in the face of incomprehensible evil. And there we go, another memory back from the dark. Don't go too far, I've got more mysteries itching to be told. What do you think happened to Miguel? Let me know in the comments below. Your thoughts matter, and they shape the stories I share next. So go ahead, type it out, and hit send. I'll see you there.